this shell is severely bent. Hello and welcome back to another video on Serious About Salvage. Now, going off the title, you'll already know I've bought another disastrous car. I've messed up big time on this one, and this one is all my own fault. I bought this Nissan Qashqai from Copart and I missed something very important on the pictures. And now I've got to deal with the consequences. Unlike the Kia Sportage, this one's all on me, and I'll take full responsibility. Didn't spend enough time looking at the pictures, took too big of a gamble, and it's bitten me on the backside. Now, there's only one reason I'm making this video, and that is to hopefully stop you guys from doing the same thing. If it helps one person from not making the same mistake, then it's worth it. So let's spin around and have a look at my latest disaster. Here it is, Nissan Qashqai 2019. It's a lovely car. It has the 1.3 dig T engine, so 1.3 petrol turbo. It is a N connector spec, so it's got all the 360 cameras, parking sensors front and back, nice alloys, cracking looking car. Pearl black, they call this paint. 32,000 miles, something like that. I think it's flat. Yeah, it's flat. Litter's running. I can't remember if it said it drove or not. What I might do quickly actually now, I'll just throw up a picture or two of the car at auction, because I've pulled various parts off it, including this rear axle. So you won't really get a picture of what I saw at auction and yeah, what I might have missed, I suppose. I'll show you them pictures quickly from auction, off my own computer. And then we'll quickly look at what actually has happened. So yeah. Right, now you've seen the pictures. You'll have seen that this had just had a little knock on the back, or what I thought was a little knock. Just caught the driver's rear wheel from behind and pushed the rear wheel forwards. So, in terms of bodywork, there wasn't really much damage. We're going to go down this corner now, because, like I said, I have pulled a lot of it apart. There's no rear axle on the car anymore. Took the bumper off, lights out, and there's a bit stripped under the inside as well. Now I just thought, as I have with many cars, I bought a lot of cars that have been hit on the rear wheels and pushed them up. Generally the wheel, I think they're a torsion bar, are they called? Torsion beam on these. Generally the beam bends, the wheel goes up in the arch and it pushes the arch in, you know, basically pushes this up a touch, which brings all your gaps tight. And generally, because this isn't, so it's quite thin here, you can get hold of these and so they will come back. Now, they didn't show you with the door open, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it, but they did take pictures of it pretty much in this state, and they did highlight that the gap was gone, but like I thought just pushed a bit on the arch there, a bit of a pull, and it would have, you know, brought the wing back round a touch. What I didn't notice was the gap had completely gone between the front and back doors, so that shows even the door's been pushed forwards. And I didn't notice the wheel on the other side was also kicked, but in the opposite direction. Now, if I'd have noticed that, I would have thought, hold on, this beam's not bent, this beam's actually moved forwards. And the beam's fixed to the chassis underneath. So I'd have been a bit more sceptical about it then, but because there were no damage to the car other than this wheel push forwards, I thought, it can't be that bad. But it is. It is pretty bad. Now, obviously, having done all the work that I've done and found what I've found, this shell is severely bent. And I'll show you the bits and pieces. Now, you can see I've got the doors out here. I did have a go at pulling various bits before realising just how bad it was. And it's just not, there's no shift in it. If you put it on a proper jig, you might pull it back, but I'm not prepared to do that. Anyway, let's we're probably best going underneath first, but just look around the rest of the car. There was just a little tiny dent there. There's no signs of any movement, which I did look on the picture, so I thought it can't have moved the back end. It can just only really have pulled the skin forwards a touch if we'd lost a gap there. That's what I was thinking, and you've got to bear in mind these pictures are quite a bit of a distance. There's not as much detail as what I'm showing you here, obviously. And there was no damage to the back. There's a bit of a scuff to the bumper here. That's about it, but we'll go around the rest of the car. No airbags gone off. Out. No damage to the front. No damage down this side. And then nothing down here. They had highlighted gap here, but you couldn't really tell the gap was that big on the pictures. And it all opens fine. And then around the back, like I said, the bumper, it's got a little bit of a graze, nothing much. And no signs of anything on the boot floor either. So like I said, I thought it was going to be a case of throwing an axle under it, a very minor bit of bodywork to the rear quarter, and it would have been a pretty simple repair. And the fact I also bought this for someone, for a customer, so this was bought on behalf of them. Obviously it's all down to me. It's me, I bought it. I take responsibility for what I buy. I was buying it to repair for someone, so this isn't any of their fault. It's all down to me. But like I said, nothing has gone off inside. It's all clean, it's all tidy, runs perfect. So let's get ourselves underneath it. Okay, now first of all, I want to show you the mounting point from the passenger side where the rear axle mounts to the body, because this side's fine, there's no issues with it. Let's circle around a bit. Now that is the mounting where your axle bolts to on the passenger side. It goes up the side of the rear chassis, the leg, and bolts to the actual leg itself, right? So yeah, that's the good side. If we now swap over to the bad side, now I've removed the actual mount, and look at the underside of the chassis there. It's been pushed in, it's been pushed up. Now it's also been pushed forwards. When the wheel is hit the axle, it turns out the axle is stronger than the body of the car, because this whole leg, you see right to the back, has moved forwards. The whole thing has moved forwards, and you can tell by where it meets the rest of the body. See that little crease there? That's because this has gone that way. And because that's gone that way, it's taken the whole of the rear quarter with it, and it's come downwards and forwards. So this whole area is down and forwards. Now we're not talking loads, we're talking maybe 5 6, 7, 8 mil, something like that. But that's enough to take all your alignment out of your door, push the door forwards, and crease all the underside of the sill. The inside, I can't open the door now. The inside of the sill, all this was crushed back. I pulled all that out to try to do something with it before I even discovered all this. So, I mean, in theory, if you put it on a jig, got something very strong attached to this and pulled it back, you may pull it back. I don't know how you're going to make that look right, and bearing in mind that bolt, and that bolt is where your axle bolts to. So if you don't get this in the exact right place, then your wheel's going to be out, and there ain't no adjustment. And, do you know, that mounting that was in there, I had to cut that out to get it out. And it is over here. That's it. That's the state of it. Mangled. So yeah, that's where we're at basically. Now this is the axle. Ignore the rest of the stuff. I've been halfway through organising stuff. That's the axle. Now looking at it, I do think is an ever so slight bend in that. You know, going like that because it's been hit from behind. But that's the mounting point that I had to cut the bolt out because that was bent. That has done all the damage. So this section here, like I said, is stronger than the underside of the car. And instead of bending the axle, it's done all that carnage underneath, which is pretty insane, really. I would never have thought it would have done that much damage. Like I said, I've had plenty of cars hit in very similar areas, and just rear axles were bent. It's amazing, really, the damage it's done. But yeah, that it is what it is, isn't it? So I've now got a Nissan Qashqai with near perfect body, door panel wise. So I've got all the interior, I've got 3 wheels, and all front end, all rear end doors, you know, everything. But my shell is knackered, and like I said, I'm sure some people out there would just whack it on a jig and start tugging away. But I'm just not happy with how that axle's gonna sit after throwing more money at it, trying to do stuff like that. Oops, come up a little bit. And then inside, come on, sort yourself out. Inside here, you can see obviously where it's creased the seam there. It's got deformed round here. The floor is all messed up there. And right down this bottom corner, which I can't get you into, is basically looking from the other side of that same place underneath, where it's pushed everything forwards. So like I said, everything's just gone that way, down and forwards. I don't believe there's any damage to the B-pillar. I think the door's just been pushed forwards on its hinges to lose that gap between the front and back door. But yeah, now we're left with a car I can't really do a lot with. So that brings me on to my next idea. Now, the customer, obviously, I bought this with an idea of it being the car for them. They still want one. So the few options I've got is obviously I could somehow throw this axle back under it and throw it back through auction, but it's a private sale, then it will never get the money that I paid for it, never. Other option is to break it for parts, sell all the parts off. Parts for these, yeah, they're worth quite a bit of money. How long's that going to take? All the parts will be sat here. It's probably not the best idea either. Now, because obviously I've got a guy wanting one of these, or a couple, I've got all the parts from. If I can find another black one, it'd be perfect. Swap a few panels over, off it goes. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. That's the kind of idea I'm going down. Now obviously to get through a full car of spare parts, I'm going to have to buy more than one Qashqai. And it does seem like it's going to be a long, drawn-out process to get the money back out of this, but I buy cars anyway to repair. These Nissan Qashqais are pretty popular, to be fair. Then there's a lot around at auction. I won't have much issue picking a few up. Got all the parts from. Be very quick repairs. And I'm sure I'd find buyers for them, because like I said, they are a popular car. They're a good car, to be fair, nothing wrong with them. I can find the right ones, at the right money. I've got everything there. I could get a front end, I could get a rear end, get a side damage, I could get one that's got a flood engine in it. Got a great 1,000 mile engine there. Could make probably quite a few nice Qashqais out of it. And probably end up quite decently in profit by the end of it all, but it's just going to be a bit of a slow process. So with that in mind, I'm going to find a car for Joe, the original people that were having this, and if there's anyone out there who is in the market for a Nissan Qashqai like this and would like me to find you one, get in touch. Ideally black, if you like black cars. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I had to repaint some of these parts to put on another car. But yeah, do drop me an email if you're looking for a Nissan Qashqai, because I am going to be actively looking for a few Qashqais now. And if people want one, my email is seriousboutsalvage@gmail.com. So that's really, there's nothing really else to tell you on this car. I've messed up. This is all down to me not spending enough time examining pictures, getting carried away as usual, which is my usual thing, really, to be honest. And I will deal with it. But hopefully you guys, yeah, just think about rear end damage. I mean, they do these in four-wheel drive as well, and if it was a four-wheel drive one, there's no way that it had that damage on the floor, because they don't have a rear beam like this. It's all independent, and the independent arms bend easy. It's like a front control arm. It's not like a massive solid beam like that on the four-wheel drive version. But this being the two, the massive beam on the back, unbelievably, like I said, is stronger than the rest of the car. Yeah, well, I hope you've found that informative. I know there's no work been done. Some people don't like it when I don't do any work on camera, but a lot of you like disaster videos, so yeah. Lesson learnt. And hopefully I don't make the same mistake again. But I probably will, because it's auction and these things happen. You've got to know what you're getting yourself into. So with all that being said, thank you as always for watching. Massively appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, then do let me know. It's a bit different. And I like to be as transparent as possible. Not every car goes well. And you've got two prime examples there. The Qashqai and the Sportage, which I'm still looking for an engine for. And we will get round to the Scam Sportage at some point soon. But as always, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Big thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.